From many museums and churches to historical sites and art galleries, Rome is a city that needs to be visited more than one time. In this video, you will be amazed by the top 10 things to do in Rome. Before starting the video, subscribe to our channel and smash the bell icon to never miss any of our upcoming videos. Number 10. The Colosseum. This mighty structure is one of the world's most renowned and iconic landmarks, and a trip to Rome would not be considered without visiting the Colosseum. Also called the Flavian Amphitheater, the Colosseum was constructed between 70 and 80 AD, and at its peak was estimated to hold 80,000 spectators. This building was used to hold onto games, gladiator, tournaments, and other forms of entertainment, and would initially be attended by the Roman emperors. Situated to the southwest of the main terminus train station, the Colosseum is easily accessible and has a metro station nearby. Wander at this famous structure from all angles and ensure that you brave the lanes and step inside to appreciate the massiveness of this ancient place of celebration truly. Number 9. Roman Forum. Possibly one of the most significant Roman ruins in Italy, the Roman Forum is an ancient site with many ruins that were once the center of Roman public and political life. Different temples, squares, and arches stood here, containing the temples of Saturn, Titus, Vesta, and the Arch of Severus. Some of these structures still stand to this day, and you can still see some of the arches and building foundations and walls. Situated next to the Colosseum and Altar of the Fatherland, the Roman Forum really is a significant site for your consideration. Tickets can be bought for entry to the Forum and the Colosseum, and it is advised to allow ample time to properly experience the ruins and learn about the history of this place. Number 8. St. Peter's Square. Rome holds a little country within a country, the Vatican. This independent country is one of the most significant religious sites in the world, and St. Peter's Square is a historical place where many significant events have taken place. Situated on the front side of the Vatican State, the square is circular and is framed by two vast sets of colonnades. Standing on these columns are beautiful statues of various religious figures and previous popes. In the center is an imposing obelisk taken from Nero's circus and looks Egyptian instead of Roman. At the end of the square stands the historic St. Peter's Basilica, and in the front side of this, a set of chairs are generally set out for papal events. Take in the iniquity of the square, see the crowded people hoping to catch a view of the Pope, and mark this as a beginning point to experience the Vatican. Number 7. St. Peter's Basilica. Possibly the most famous and celebrated religious buildings in the world, St. Peter's Basilica stands as a true triumph of the power and depravity of the Catholic religion, and it is held as one of the holy shrines for its believers. Standing at the end of St. Peter's Square, the basilica has a beautifully designed front facade and is decorated with statues of the apostles and Jesus. Inside the basilica, the architecture and decor are divine, and it is regarded as one of the most attractive buildings in the world. You will be amazed at the utter amount of decoration and detail, and how the light falls in great rays at certain points during the daytime. Michelangelo and Bernini donated to the design, and you can see their handiwork in the immense dome and impressive Gloria sculpture. Number 6. Trevi Fountain. Few other fountains are as lavishly decorated and sculptured as the Trevi Fountain. Established in 1762 by Nicola Salvi, the fountain praised Roman god Oceanus, who can be seen controlling his chariot pulled by tridents and taming many hippocamps. The detail of the sculptures is truly wonderful, and the whole facade and fountain are a great work of art. It has become a tradition to flip coins into the water above your shoulder for good luck, even though it might prove difficult to do so next to hundreds of other tourists. Located near the Pantheon and Quirinal Palace, this fountain should not be passed up when walking through the streets of Rome. Number 5. Sistine Chapel. Part of the Vatican Museum complex, the Sistine Chapel is one of the most famed religious chapels in the world and has an incredible amount of detail and iconography. The Sistine Chapel, located in the Apostolic Palace in the Vatican City, was extensively restored in the 1400s and is where the Papal Enclave takes place. It is the place where the new pope is chosen. The Sistine Chapel is especially famous for its extensive and detailed decorations containing the Last Judgment fresco by Michelangelo and the ceiling artwork. These two magnificent pieces are considered the most influential and significant in religious history. Ensure you dedicate enough time to view this great structure and the wonders held within. 4. Piazza Navona. Built on the place of the Stadium of Domitian, the Piazza Navona was constructed in the 15th century and has remained a famous attraction ever since. Situated near the Pantheon and the Trevi Foundation, the square is a special place to visit while walking through the city center. This large square is generally full of artists and street vendors, and the surrounding buildings frame the open space ideally. Notable elements of the square include the Fountain of Neptune and the Fontana del Moro, with their great sculptures, the Palazzo Braschi and the Palazzo Pamphilj, and St. Agnes in Agon Church. Number 3. Palatine Hill. Palatine Hill is one of the most olden areas in modern Rome and the most central hill in the Tiber region. Standing 40 meters over the historical Roman Forum, it provides a fantastic viewing position, and from here you can see the region of Rome laid out before your eyes. In Roman tradition, this is the location where the legendary Romulus and Remus were probably found, who then went on to construct the city of Rome. Many structures still stand on this site today, including the Temple of Sabile and the Flavian Palace. Entry to the Roman Forum includes access to Palatine Hill, so ensure you do the climb and visit this fantastic viewpoint. Number 2. Trastevere. This part of ancient Rome is considered one of some places where you can see actual Roman life and obtain a real feel for the city and how its citizens live. Located west of the river Tiber, Trastevere is the 13th rayon of Rome and is packed full of small cobbled streets and character. Old houses line the winding streets, and many pubs, restaurants, cafes, and bars can also be found here. It is common to see washing hanging out between the streets, and for the locals shouting at one another from building to building. This is Rome in its bold and simplest form. Visit Trastevere for a real sight of culture and take to the streets at night to enjoy some lively nightlife. Number 1. Spanish Steps. Situated in the Piazza di Spagna and the Piazza Trinita di Monte, this 135 Spanish steps were established in 1725 to span the gap and slope between the two popular squares. Every 135 steps feature a wide stone ledge framed by stone walls. At the head of the steps, you can find a big crucifix, obelisk, and many inscriptions carved into the stone. At the end of the steps, the Piazza di Spagna is spacious and contains a variety of shops and cafes. Alternatively, the Trinita dei Monti Church is at the top of the stairs, which is a good attraction. Which place is the best for you to visit in Rome? Let us know in the comments below. Hope you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.